Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David and this is a deck review. Hey, today we're going to look at the WH deck, their premier deck, their flagship deck from whdecks.com. All right, so what is this? This is a brand new card designer. They are based out in Brazil, and it was kind of tough doing my homework for these because if you go out to their website, the entire website is in Portuguese. So I had to translate the site line by line almost, just to kind of get as much information as I could about these. But the guys down there at WH Decks were kind enough to send me a deck of cards to review, and I want to pass all the info on to you guys. So like I said, they are designed out in Brazil. This deck is printed by Copag of Cartamundi. And really with this deck, the guys down at WH were trying to create an all-purpose deck. So a deck that felt good in the hands, a deck that was on good stock, a deck that had a nice back design for flourishing and cardistry, but then also something that maybe might appeal to magicians. And we'll get into what that is a little bit later. The tuck case is all done in this white and black pointillism pattern that kind of wraps all the way around. It's very simplistic. It's very modern looking. It has this logo here that wraps, you can see, all the way around to the back. And it's the same company logo that you're going to see right here for WH. So it's their company logo amidst a black and white pointillism pattern. The top here with the tuck seal, this is just a little different than a standard tuck seal that you would get maybe with a sticker. This is a cardboard flap that's actually perforated right here. So this little piece, I can like lift it with my fingernail. So it's another piece that was designed into this box, and then you kind of perforate it here in order to open the tuck case. So that's really cool. It's kind of like a new ingenious idea that kind of gets away from the little sticker residue junk garbage that I can't stand. On the bottom, you're gonna have some ad copy for WH Decks and Cartamundi, Copag, and the like. The larger tongue flap doesn't really have anything else. It's just to carry over the pattern and the design. The two inside tuck flaps are the same, and that is pretty much it for the tuck case. Let's take a look at these cards. The card back all centers around the WH logo that's there in the center. I mean, it looks like an H, kind of. I mean, that's the thing that pops out at you, but it's also a W on the top and bottom that kind of lock it together. So that's really where the logo comes in. Around it, you're gonna see all this pointillism, these dots, these various black and gray dots that kind of make up the back design. And as far as I can tell, it is a two-way image. The border there, though, is a broken border. It's very wavy, very organic. So I think this is a back design that'll look really cool with cardistry and spreads and flourishes and the like. But the little secret that is built into the back of this for magicians is this is a marked deck. It is a marked deck of cards. Now, marked, not reader back, so you're not gonna see any A's or 1s or 2s or a big fat club or anything like that. In fact, the entire back design is comprised of dots. So really, it's a matter of reading these dots, and the only person who's gonna know that is going to be you. And if you want to see what the secret looks like, the guys down at whdecks.com will actually show you on the product page. So you're able to see what the marking system looks like before you buy. With this deck, you're going to get two original jokers. It's the WH logo there in the center, comprised of the same dots you saw from the back design, and it does say joker in each corner. Also with this deck, you'll get one extra card. It is a double backer, which is great for magic tricks. All right, so every deck of face cards is comprised of two different colors. You got red and black. In the WH deck, the black suits are black, and the red suits are a silverish gray. Your court cards, kings, queens, and jacks, these are all based on real people that the guys out in Brazil know. And so it kind of gives this deck a little history for their company, but also a little bit of mystery as well. And everybody looks a little different. Some of the faces are filled in with a lot of detail. Some of them are not. They're kind of blank canvases. Some of the gentlemen are wearing sunglasses, which is funny because, you know, the kings are supposed to look like they're like old school, and then they're wearing modern sunglasses. And you even have one king that has like a hood, like a Robin Hood. And let me just say the courts are colored the same. So they're also blacks and various shades of gray. So there's no color in this deck at all, in the tuck case or in the cards. So this is a very much stripped away, streamlined black and white deck, which I think when you flip cards in Flourishing and you alternate backs for faces, I think from a viewing standpoint, that kind of perspective, you're not going to see color break or flash during your performances, so it'll make for a very consistent, very fluid display. Your pips and indices in the corner are original. The font is kind of long and fat. There's got chunkiness to it. And then the pips underneath are small, but they are filled in. And then when you go to the center pips, those are all comprised of these pointillism dots. In fact, you're going to see that all throughout, all the way to your ace of spades. Your ace of spades has a nice big center pip. However, it is broken up, so there's no actual line work in there at all. Even the words WH deck are done in that pointillism. I don't know, I think I kind of would have liked to have seen some outline. I think it's so faint, it's almost hard to read. And ultimately, I think the guys down at WH Deck did a bang-up job. They had set out to create a nice feeling deck, a deck that appealed to cardists and magicians both, and I think they succeeded. But that's just how the cards look. You also want to know how they feel and how they handle. The stock on this is very springy, very snappy, pops right back. It's also very smooth feeling, very thin feeling. So it's a really nice feeling card. It spreads well in the hand from hand to hand. The other thing I can do is I can measure these. I can put 10 of these in a caliper and measure them, compare them against other decks in my collection. So 10 of these in a caliper come to 2.75. 2.75 is the same thickness as the Blue Gemini, the Bumblebee deck from Illusionist, and the Madison Kittens. Now also 275, just as a reference, since this is printed by Copag, right? The other two decks that might come to mind would be the Copag 310s. These are thinner than the Copag 310s. And then the other one is the Cobra deck, and the Cobra deck was a little thinner than the 310s, but this deck is still thinner than both of those. So you get the Cardamundi Copag stock, but thinner than the 310s and thinner than the Cobras. All right, so that's pretty much everything I can say about the WH deck. I want to thank the guys down at WH Decks for allowing me to have this deck so that I could do the review for you. And if you would like to purchase it for yourself, you can find it at whdecks.com. And the guys down at WH Decks were also kind enough to give me a discount code, and I'm going to share that with you. So if you want to purchase this deck and you want to purchase it from them, head down to the description below, find that discount code, and buy your deck today. Thanks. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.